to know. As I said, the story goes. Baby, now I got the flow. Cause I know it from the start. Baby, when you broke my heart, that I had to come again and show you that I'm winning.
I'm not gonna criticize the song pick. I fucking love that. But what made you, Oates? What made you want to hear Return of the Mac?
I mean, I feel like I always want to hear Return of the Mac. But I don't know how it popped up on my phone today. I was jamming out, and
It's your ringtone.
I was like, oh yeah, I do love this song.
It's fucking great.
How can you go wrong with Mark Morrison, Return of the Mac?
There's some songs that
Mark Morrison.
See, that's the thing. Is like I could tell you this was Return of the Mac, but there's no way I could have named the artist.
Well, yeah, he's a one-hit wonder type of guy.
I believe he's like
pretty cool.
He's like
he probably owes you something.
I think he's a British guy, and he's probably one of those deals where like over there, he's like their Bobby Brown or some shit. Like he's had a 20-year career and a daughter that overdosed in a tub.
Oh Jesus!
But over here, like oh that motherfucker from that one thing. I don't know. I love hearing old shit like this. Like it takes me back to lives like I never lived, memories I never had. Like you hear this and you just imagine being like a brother in a club circa 94, like in a purple suit, getting your dick sucked on a couch, like in a lounge of some sort.
Yeah, I mean that actually goes that meshes well with the theme of the song because people don't even realize what it's about. It's about a dude who gets
it's not about a Mac that returns.
Really?
No, I mean people know, like.
Was that
you
Grimace?
hear like the melody
Grimace?
and everyone's like oh yeah, this song's awesome, but it's
Yeah, I'm
about a
walking in
dude
the
who's
club.
like super depressed about a chick breaking up with him, and he's like, all right, well I'm just gonna bang a bunch of chicks now, I guess. Return of the Mac.
Like that's black dude depressed. Like that's black dude with game depressed. Like
Right?
oh I am so fucked up about this girl. I'm gonna run through about 20 other bitches.
Yeah.
That'll get my head straight. Like white guy depressed.
I'm gonna
is-
tear them all up. Yeah.
yeah,
you
white
made
guy
me this way.
depressed. Yeah, it's just I haven't had sex in 2 years and I contemplate suicide nightly.
All right. I'm gonna call your family and I'm gonna tell them how I'm gonna kill myself.
I jack my dick to her Facebook. Like that's white
I send
guy
her
depressed.
tributes.
Yeah. Exactly. I dot matrixed off these photos of you and I came all over them.
Matrix.
It's very
Wow.
different. Yeah.
Yeah, I went into my attic and got my top
An
matrix.
Arab Return of the Mac is just about like killing her and
Yeah.
her family and moving on to her sister or something like that.
Yeah, a man outside of her race gave her a passing glance and
It's a lot
I
easier for us. Yeah.
yeah, I buried her in the sand up to her neck and then threw
Stone her
rocks
to
at
death.
her. Yeah.
Return of the Stones.
Return of the Whack.
Yeah.
It is POPcast, everyone. That stands for, this is where if we had like figured it like a doo-wop group, you would go, Pete,
Othello.
Papa.
Cast.
Harmony.
Next time.
Yeah, we'll work that out. I'm just happy I let someone else pick the music.
Personally, I thought it was
Yeah.
so cool. I wish we were still playing it.
Show's website isn't ironed out yet. Right now, you can find it at inpopasbasement.com. Once we do about 10 episodes, we will break them in half and then upload them in rapid succession. So it looks like we've done a ton of episodes and try to trick iTunes into thinking we're new and noteworthy.
Anybody looked up popcast.com?
Oh, dude, don't say that because somebody's going to jump
I
on
know.
Fuck up.
it. No, we got to do it.
Oh no!
All right, we'll do it after the show.
I'm about to do it right now.
Yeah, do it.
It's probably not even available.
I'm at-
Popcast. It seems like that's something somebody thought of before.
I mean,
us.
it's not like POP is like a made up acronym, like it means something. Like that,
Yeah.
we're not like Aaron, Steve, and Stefan, and it's like Asscast. You know, that would also not work so much.
Asscat?
Yeah, Asscast. Yeah, so at Papa's Basement on
Popcast,
Twitter.
But you also go by J. So like if worse comes to worse, we can just change the show name to Jopcast or Podcast.
Japcast.
I like Podcast. POJ.
Me too. I'm glad to be here, man. I missed you guys.
Yeah, I missed you too. We
Feel like
missed.
We missed a whole week.
Yeah, because you had work and it happens. I'm not throwing you under the bus or any shit. It's one of those things where if you're not doing this for a day job, which really is all we ever wanted, and it's never going to happen. And I'm not saying that anything about the quality or even it's just the reality
Just the
of
way it is.
talk radio.
We
Yeah.
got it from the source. Ron Bennington told us it was never going to happen.
Ron Bennington explained that talk radio was like doo-wop. It was here briefly and people enjoyed it. Now they don't.
Aw, dude. Nah, dude. I don't believe that.
Well, I think there are a lot of podcasters out there and of varying quality. And I think even some of the really good ones aren't turning the biggest bucks off it.
Yeah. You know what's depressing, man? I've realized over these past couple months, or actually this past year, that because the environment I work in is like I'm surrounded by people who do sales, and
the worst people on earth.
Yeah. But I've come to realize that it's more important to be able to sell than to actually have something to sell.
Yeah.
And that makes me so bitter because I know that like the worst people on earth are the ones who know how to sell something regardless of whether or not they believe in it. Whereas,
or
like,
they can make it.
Yeah, but they're not even worried about that. They'll just sell whatever it is that they are supposed to sell to get money from you. Whereas people like us like actually care about like the quality and content of what we're
we have a passion
to people. Yeah. Whereas like on the sales side of things, we kind of like fall back a little bit.
I don't know how this is even sold though. Like I guess you go out there and we could get sponsors like fucking Return of the Mac best of
Arby's.
We could sell that shit in Arby's. We definitely just ate $15 worth of Arby's.
I don't think Arby's would be too happy with what we were saying about
not after the first episode.
their products.
But that's okay.
Yeah, I feel a sponsor requires you to like really toe the line hard. You can't be like, oh, remember how we said The Simpsons at Arby's was dog shit, and I did 45 minutes on how it gives me the runs. I didn't get the shits, and their food looked okay when I sat in there.
You kind of
I feel like we can make a comeback.
Yeah. I mean, we did have a little powwow for 10 minutes eating Arby's side dishes today. So
yeah, absolutely. And
pretty passionate about it.
There's one aspect of Arby's that I completely forgot about before we get back into how salesmen really are. Just if I could be in a sales room or in a prison cell in Oz, I would trust my back more in Oz around who's it, Augustus the cripple in the wheelchair and Adebisi with his hat. All them. I trust them more than the average salesperson when it came to fucking me in the ass.
I don't watch.
I don't blame
but
you. I
think
did
get
sale.
what
Yeah.
Yeah, I did sales for a little while. I don't blame you.
You're a human being. That's why you got out of it after doing it for a couple.
I joined. This is how bad it was. We were in a war. I was in sales and I joined the military. That's how bad it was. I couldn't handle it.
I don't begrudge anyone doing sales for a chunk of time. Like, but I want them A, to get out of it, and B, talk about it like they were fucking eating trash during like Nazi occupation. Like, just like you just do what you got to do to get by. You take it one day at a time, and you don't want your kids to starve. That's how you should think of sales.
It's the people who thrive in it and learn to love it that I hate with all my heart.
Right? It's very akin to the POW camp. I mean, eventually, there becomes some sort of Stockholm syndrome. Where they
where the salesmen
where they just become terrible people.
But also you learn something about somebody
if
they have like an insane ability to sell people on shit that they actually don't even like really believe in.
Oh yeah.
Like for example, I don't know about you guys, like when I worked in restaurants, every once in a while there was like a contest. Who could sell the new dessert? Blah blah. You're gonna get to close next Saturday or whatever.
Did you do what I did when we got candy bars as a kid in class? You just ate them all yourself. Clocked in as the winner.
I got $50.
No, but I never like when I'm serving a table. The last thing I want to do is try to push something onto them that I don't think they really want. Because I'm like, if I were in their shoes, I would hate if somebody did that to me.
Yeah.
So I never like
you're at
tried
a table
of
brothers and you're like, here's the baked chicken.
yeah. I would despise the guys that were like that excelled at it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, there's just something about that. It's something about
because
like,
they don't care about the fucking welfare of the people.
They know consciously that they're doing that person dirty.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're like the only time I can work with that is when like I know there's absolutely no difference in the products. Like if they're like, yes, we want dessert, and you're like, okay, it's mango cheesecake this month. I got to sell. Like, do you have a recommendation? I'm like, fuck it, it's all gonna kill you, and it's all sugary dog shit. Take the mango. But yeah, if it's like some diabetic at the table and they're like, I couldn't eat another bite, and they actually had a salad and a diet Coke and shit like that.
Right.
You'd have to be a fucking sociopath,
of course. Yeah.
To be like, what you need is a Sunday with a sparkler.
The only
fuck your left foot. Just take it off.
If I truly believe in it though, like if I think it's the best dessert I've ever had, I could honestly like try to sell somebody on it because I feel like I am being genuine about getting them to share this experience. But that's a very rare occasion. Like usually when you're in sales and you're supposed to sell people on stuff, it's things that you don't really believe in at all.
I mean, there's shit against my best interest. I'm honest. Like I could be trying to close at the end of the night at a bar. Be like, look, I'll be honest. I'm like maybe the 5th best fuck tops in this place. So you can do better if you want. Yeah. Like
there's do a quick lap real quick, and
they'll be able to stay hard in a condom. They won't cry. Like,
Yeah. It's part of like, I think the idea that you're like kind of bamboozling people is something that a group of the population can kind of like deal with and they're okay with it, but like a small group also like has a hard time sleeping at night. They feel like they've got one over on somebody who didn't really deserve it or see it coming.
I think the problem with salespeople is they're able to even sell themselves. Yeah, that's what. Like, I don't think a single salesman goes to bed at night thinking, "I am human fucking refuse."
Yeah,
they go to bed and they're like, "Yeah, I educated this person about a product that will help them."
They believe those Cutco knives are going to change their lives.
Yeah,
I totally
deprive that person of fingers. I don't.
Ronco needs more money.
I don't get it. Yeah, but I've always heard that, especially when it comes to fraud, like salesmen that go too far just into legit fraud. The easiest people to sell are like the liars and the cheats, the salesmen themselves.
That's like, the easiest people to sell?
Yeah, they will fucking, if you hit them with like a bigger lie, like any con artist, if you can hit them with a bigger con, for whatever reason, they always fall for it.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
Unsolved Mysteries told me that, and Robert Stack has never been wrong. So
I remember when I was first introduced to pyramid schemes. I was in I think it was senior year of high school.
Egypt. Okay.
And one of my best friends, who was also like my sleaziest friend, was like, "Yo, Othman, I got that's my real name. Othman, I got this business opportunity. This guy wants to like kind of bring us in on." And I was like, "Okay, I'm freaking 17. Sure,
I've sold drugs before." Yeah.
So we meet up at his house, and some dude who I've never heard of before, some 27-year-old, like, and all of us, like all of the friends who trusted this dude, just sat in the living room while this guy tried to sell us on getting people to sign up for some website where you could buy like protein shakes and all this type of stuff.
Oh man!
And I was like, first of all, I can't believe you like. You don't care. You don't care about us enough to the point where like you feel comfortable bringing us here.
Yeah, why wouldn't you protect me from this shit?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But then exactly what you said, like this dude he totally bought in. My friend bought into this weird like idea that the guy was selling him. And I was like, I thought you were smart, but clearly you're just
dumb, blindsided fuck.
Yeah,
were you able to help your friend and get the shit out of his eyes?
He was all in, man. He was he was kind of like shocked that I didn't want to be a part of it. I was like, don't you see what this is, man? This is crazy.
That's like when a friend finds religion. And you're like, oh, didn't we have this talk already?
Right.
We were having such a good time.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever been like, has anybody tried to sell you on
Absolutely. I used to work at a gas station, and there would be a guy, like every maybe 6 months, there would be somebody who came in that was just had the cure for energy drinks. The energy drink to end all energy drinks.
You drink energy drinks nonstop, you white trash. And you fell for it. Hook, line, and fucking sinker.
That's fine. But, you know, it's the major brands or whatever was out there. And this guy was trying to go toe-to-toe with them. And it was just insane. Like,
you drank a weird Asian energy drink out of a bottle that looks like cough medicine.
I'm not talking about the idea of an energy drink. I am talking about going toe-to-toe, thinking that you are going to make a business out of your minivan, selling me your your bee stings.
Did his have like twice the taurine or whatever the fuck you call it?
I couldn't tell you, man. But
he tried to get you to work for him.
Oh, he tried to get us to buy a couple, and then he was just like, okay, you know, your boss doesn't want to buy a couple, of course. You know, he's so uptight. But I think you're smart, right? You want to buy some, and I was just like, no, get the hell out of here.
What about you?
Has anyone ever tried to sell me on anything? Yeah, you know what? This is gonna sound
on a pyramid scheme.
Do you define being a personal trainer as part of it? It's a sales gig.
Yeah,
it's hard to believe now that I'm like at deuce and a half, to use something about marry terms.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
There was a time when right before I got into radio, where I was for about 3 weeks a personal trainer, and I abhorred, because I was training at the gym I had been at for a year, and I knew just from my own experiences how annoying it was when these fucking shiftless pimp looking motherfuckers would like watch you for a couple sets, and you're like, just come over so I can tell you to fuck off. And they come over. Like, I remember one girl came over once. She's like, yeah, writing in your book between sets, like that's a really guy thing to do. And I'm like, is this going anywhere? What? Like, if you're not gonna like suck me off and spit it off on the plates, like get the fuck out of it. Like, there's no conclusion outside of that I want to occur here.
That's why they have towels.
Exactly, like all over the place. Yeah, just walk over and spit your prize into the hamper. I couldn't bring myself to walk up to people. They even fed me a couple customers, and it's the biggest crock of shit being a personal trainer. Everything they need to know, you can either impart in like within 2 weeks. You're like, here's a plan that with permutations here and there, maybe see me every 6 months.
Yeah.
Will carry you a long fucking time. And guess what? 80% of this is you not being a fat fuck outside of here. So unless you're going to pay me to like slap shit out of your fat mouth, it really doesn't matter what we do here once a goddamn week for $50, which is, you know, highway robbery.
That's true. I mean, if you've never lifted weights before and you go in there like wanting to pick it up, like it's kind of hard to kind of jump into it. It does help to have somebody like kind of showing you the ropes the first 2 weeks or whatever. But yeah, like an extended period of time, it's totally
it's unnecessary. It is so fucking expensive that almost makes me not feel bad about it. Like it's such a luxury item, and yet you see people that you really don't think can afford it, so you feel bad. But it's like, I want to say it was like they would pay 50 something a session, if not more, and then I'd work my way up to getting a halvesy cut of that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I wonder what that's like nowadays with the internet. I just wonder. I wonder how the trainer situation is going with the internet nowadays.
Do you guys lift pretty regularly or go to the gym?
I go to the gym
twice a month. It's pathetic.
I go to the gym maybe 2-3 times a week.
Yeah, but he doesn't lift hard. He
but
does like
I don't
go keep his heart rate.
I don't go nuts. Yeah, I mean, I might be in there for like 35 to 45
fucking
minutes.
Dresses like Olivia Newton-John. Let's get physical video.
At the Golds I go to, it's all just young trainers with old dudes or women. So like,
that's like the night.
So it's people that don't know how to use the internet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, and
so eventually it's just gonna fizz out.
They are easily like fooled into thinking that this is their only option.
Yeah.
But they seem to be really into it, so whatever. But that's not even like the pyramid scheme I'm talking about is like people who are like Amway. Have you ever heard of Amway?
I've heard of it. I still don't understand the concept entirely.
It's like
I'm still not 40.
So like I sign you up as one of my, like, you're under my wing or whatever. And anytime and they have like all products available on Amway.com. Like freaking, you can buy a space heater, you can buy bootleg Gatorade drinks, and obviously like you get a cut of that. If you get people to buy on your website using your code or whatever. And then through signing you two up, because I have you under my wing, I get a cut of what you guys get people to buy. So the goal is like to get like a huge amount of people you fooled under your wing. So they're just out selling stuff and signing people up, and you're just getting a monthly check for like 5 G's a month. But I've sat in these like sessions, these introductory sessions with the guys trying to get, because I guess I'm a sucker. I've never done it before, but the first thing they always do when they try to get you signed up is they're like, hey, okay, so we're gonna get you signed up. You know, we're gonna have like a cool little announcement party for you or whatever, and you gotta bring like you gotta bring a minimum of like 10 family members and like a couple friends.
I don't even have
shit.
I don't even have
turning you out
10 family members or friends.
Yeah, but they say that, and I'm like, no, dude, that's like giving them grounds to never speak to me ever again if I invite them to this stuff, like,
because they're looking for something.
Yeah.
Not only will they be annoyed, like, I'm ashamed I've been reduced to this.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to announce this. I wouldn't fucking put this on a Facebook post, much less bring people to see it
That's
live.
exactly what it was like when I worked for a company called Sigcor out in man, now I can't remember. It's not Great Falls, but somewhere out that ways, and it was a Verizon subsidiary. And basically what we would do is we would go to major corporations. We would tell them that we would make their bills smaller, but really what we were doing, their phone bills, and we would bundle them. So yes, they were getting a little bit cheaper, but they were possibly like fucking undoable once you bundled these things together. You know what I mean?
Well, like 5 contracts were linked?
Well, the thing was, they were like, yeah, it'll be cheaper per line, all that shit. You know, this is how much you're going to save. But getting out of that shit was fucking horrendous, right? And after a while, I had to figure that out. But it was like you were saying, the people that were underneath you, like some guy hired me, and then basically he got a percentage of my sales. Yeah. And I was like, this is weird. Why would you get a percentage of my sales if I'm helping some?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's capitalism, dude.
And
there's only so much shit people need. Like, I don't feel bad doing my lock thing, because you can bitch and be like, I'm locked out and you're charging me like $80 to get in my house. Yeah, but this is a service you fucking need, like the air you're breathing in right
and
now.
And you get it, and it's real. And I'm not fucking with you. When we're done, we're done.
Exactly. It's like it's me.
You don't need to see me
your
again.
window, and then you'll cut your goddamn artery in your arm.
So the thing that changed me is I was out in Poolsville and I saw this. I met with a taxidermist because basically they were just like, go knock on everybody's door and be like,
a taxidermist.
And I went to this taxidermist office and I was like, I can change your phone bills. He was like, I have 2 lines. I don't know how much you can change. Yeah. And I am just sitting there for a while and we were just like, this is bullshit, right? Right? Yeah. And he was just like,
were you like,
look at this deer.
Were you afraid the animals were going to come to life and like peck out your eyes if you lied to this guy?
He just got like super real. And I was like, man, he's fucking right. I got to get out of here.
Did you tell him?
And then like immediately, I actually did.
Nice.
He was like, I'll take it, but he was like, yeah.
I think there's something.
He was like, I'll tell him to fuck off, like, because he was like, I'll tell him to fuck off, like after like 30 days, whatever the grace period was, because he was like, yeah, you'll get a paycheck. But I think no shit. 2 weeks later, I joined the military.
Wow. I think there's something about people that deal with like corpses and body parts and just they have that understanding that like we might be like moving meat bags right now, but that will stop and then we'll just be like shit that should be thrown in a dumpster.
Dude was speaking the truth.
They have an understanding of life, man. Yeah,
like,
they've seen the clock when it stops keeping time.
It's got to kind of mess with your perspective a little bit.
It's fucked up. I probably have mentioned this on air 100 times. I don't give a shit. It's relevant right now. I've had like 8 good life experiences, whatever. You're going to hear them all.
Right now, you're going to tell us?
I'm going to tell you one experience I had where when I was like junior year of high school, I want to say, I was supposed to trail a scientist for a week, like for a project. And like legit let me out of school for like 2-3 days to do it. So I was like, this is the best fucking project on earth. And I was like really into metal at the time. So I wanted to do the most metal thing possible. And I'm like, I want to see like autopsies and shit. And I want to, so there's this place called the Office of Decedent Affairs. That's the term for it. And that's where they analyze all body parts that are hacked off of people, like to see if there's cancer that's spread and shit. Holy and they do autopsies too. And they were about to let me in on an autopsy, but apparently the body was so fucked up, like even the hardened guys were like, oh, that was good. So I didn't get to see a corpse, but I saw like tons of uteruses. So many women get their uteri pulled, and they all look like, when they're fucked up especially, they're all blown up.
Why were they
look like a little, because they all like fibroids and shit like that. I saw people's lungs yanked out because they smoked too much. And like here's something that'll get you to quit. No, it won't. But every other body part just stank like formaldehyde. Like I saw bowels that were pulled out. They didn't stink like shit. They just smelled like the formaldehyde they were sitting in. They fucking take this black as shit, like black as slate lung out, and they're hacking it apart in front of me. And it smelled like that guy was lighting up in front of you. Like shit. That was a stink that did not fucking come out. But just seeing that, like we're not this, like you see a person and it becomes this totality, this one thing in front of you. Like you're just Othello, you're Pete to me, but really you're just these different pieces of shit animated by a bloodstream, and the muscles that move it. Like it comes apart and you get this profound like, we are really nothing. Like we really
life is meaningless.
Yeah, we're here for no time at all. Like parts of me can just fucking fall off.
Dude, that's crazy. How old are you?
16, I guess. 16, 17.
You've been listening to the Deepcast.
And that's when it all started.
Yeah. And I've been depressed ever since.
Dude,
it's an experience I recommend. I don't think many people can do it, but yeah, we really have this thought like, I am me. I am this soul. Like I am this energy, and you're not shit, man. Like it can all go away. You're just for some reason a corpse that's moving and talking right now.
I mean, I don't think.
You just want to cry.
No. I don't think that, like you say, it's something that everybody should do. I don't think losing your appreciation for a sense of being is something that everybody needs.
Yeah, that's true.
It's probably not something that everybody can kind of digest the same way you did.
I was a sad little kid.
No. Yeah. But I totally get what you're saying. It's sort of like if you can kind of like take that and reflect and process it the right way, then yeah, sure. I feel like that would mess up a lot of people, though.
Yeah, that's the problem with life. Not a lot of people can handle
exactly
so much of it. That's why we have
a lot of people
every
can't
Sunday.
handle being alone.
Yeah, they really can't. And so you have your NFL to wait for and your beer commercials.
Exactly.
You got your neighbor's waiting for you.
Oh God, dude. I don't know.
You were telling us that earlier.
I mean, she's so nice.
Speaking of old corpses.
So I don't know if I told you guys this. Like, I got this neighbor. I live in a townhouse in Reston, and she's like this older. I think she's in her 60s. She's like, and she's not like, she's not like weird old. She's like hippie, lonely old, and she is so into keeping anybody she can in a conversation.
Like, what's hippie about her?
She wears tie-dye shirts. She like slyfully asked me.
Oh, she
twice.
doesn't shave, by the way.
Yeah,
she should know.
She
that.
like on the sly asked me twice if I smoke pot.
Oh man,
that's not bad.
I mean, it's not bad, but I'm
What's
like,
up? Is she like
I
frumpy?
don't. No, dude, don't even talk about her like she's like a sexual. She's the grossest like old woman ever.
Was she fat?
Wow. No, she's not fat. She's just gross, dude. Like, no, she's. If you guys saw her, you'd be like, okay, I'm sorry. I ever
just take her to the boutique.
No.
Get her done up.
It's not even about me, dude. It's anybody she can get in a because she lives alone. Her kids like live in other states. I think she's divorced. Her husband died. And I sound like such a dick when I talk about this. Yeah. Because I'm like, I just hate this old lady who wants to talk to me.
Why don't you get to the bottom of this by talking to her?
No, I do talk to her, dude.
I think you're fine. You should have been like, why are you talking to me? Why do you feel like you have the authority to talk to me? I'm just sitting here on the subway. Like, you're going to talk to me.
Dude, I'll pull up. Like, I'll get back from work, pull up, and she has her door open, but the storm door closed.
Yeah.
So she like can hear when a fucking car.
Oh, it's like a cat hearing you and is waiting for food when you get home.
And I have pictures on my phone of her just standing there, like in the doorway, waiting for me to get out of my car so she can like walk out and be like, hey, so how about those nads today, huh? And it's not even like a real like nice light conversation. It's like, I'm gonna trap you and I'm gonna make you force yourself out of this conversation. I'm gonna keep it going.
I mean, that's old neighbors, dude. Like I got one across from me.
Yeah.
And he's a nice dude, but like he is really hyper right wing. And like I don't really give a shit about someone's politics one way or the other. Like I just don't want to hear about it. You know, it's like your dumps. Actually, no, I'd rather hear about your dumps. But like,
yeah, it's the last thing you want to talk to about.
Yeah, like I walk out and he's like, "Yeah, John, how about this weather?" And like 3 lines in, I'll be like, "I'll tell you, this goddamn Obama." Like, oh, okay. And then it's just like 15 minutes on how like the White House needs to be raised, like pretty much because a black guy's in it. Like
your guy just needs a hobby, but I mean, you might be in some.
He does have a hobby, putting NRA bumper stickers on his car.
Yo, she like
yours
saw me.
Might be a misery situation.
Yeah, dude. She saw me pull up like during lunch because I'll walk the dogs during lunch, and I've decided that in order to like avoid conversation with her, I have to fake being on the phone sometimes.
Yeah.
So like
I do it all the time with this guy.
I'll see her in the storm door just like waiting for me, and I'll like bust out my phone, and I've gotten real good at pretending like I'm having a legit conversation. And so she like sees me on the phone. She's like, "Oh shit. All right." So she goes back inside. She knows what my routine is, like the fact that I walk the dogs. And so
she's out for the loop back.
Yo, yeah. She caught me in the backyard walking the dogs, or like letting the dogs out, letting them roam or whatever, because we got like kind of a common backyard or whatever. And I was like, and she caught me, dude. She caught me not having a conversation, and she like snuck up on me. She's like, "Hey, so I guess they like coming out here. It's nice weather, huh?" And I'm like, "Oh shit."
Yes, they're dogs.
Yeah. And dude, like she kept me out there. I learned about like her history with painting. I learned what her daughter's doing for work out in Minnesota. And again, I sound like a dick talking about this. Like, this fucking lady wants to tell me about her life.
It does stink, man. It's not your blood. Like at some point, you're like, why don't your fucking kids visit you? Like,
yeah. I mean,
why does she have a pet? Like, all she needs is a goddamn dog herself.
You know, you can order groceries online and they'll bring it to you, right? Yeah. You can just order like, I don't know, like a day's worth at a time.
Yeah,
that should be fine.
She's not very like, and the other thing about her is like, she's not like, sometimes I'll be like, fuck it, I'm just going to talk to her. I'm just going to have a conversation. And she's one of those people who like anything I suggest or like just being nice, like tell her about or whatever, she'll immediately like deny or reject or like tell me that it's the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying? She's like one of those people who's like impossible to have a conveation with. I'm like, oh yeah,
like,
well,
what suggestions do you make?
She's like, oh yeah, I used to she's like, I used to paint and yeah, I got a scholarship to do it when I was in college and this and this and that. I was like, oh, that's cool. She's like, yeah, I left all the paintings with my daughter. I was like, oh, you should have like taken pictures with your phone. I'd love to check it out. She's like, no, I don't do that. That's weird. I don't take pictures with my phone. What is
people that like fish for answers?
Yeah,
shoot down your shit.
I'm like, I don't really want to see him. I'm just fucking talking to you about the shit you want me to talk to you about.
Oh my god.
So it's very painful, but I don't know. I'm just gonna keep faking phone calls until she
that's what
passes.
Works. Or like learn to cry on command. And then she walks up, just like, not now.
Yeah. But I think that she, like, I can't tell if she's like legitimately asking me if I have pot for her or if she's like trying to like catch me in something. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I don't know you, lady. Like, I don't know if I can talk to you about smoking weed or whatever.
Yeah, we had Logan watching and he was actually bringing that up. He was saying, I think she's actually asking you if you have a hookup.
You think so?
Oh yeah, she's old and alone. Logan's completely right. She's just old. Who the fuck would put up with that? Not even a drug dealer would put up with listening to that shit.
And she's what, white?
Yeah,
old and white. She might be too scared to ask anybody else.
Shit, yeah,
could be. Or she could just like,
or murder you.
Yeah, she could murder. I had a nightmare involving her my first week living there because she creeped me out so hard.
Really?
Yeah. That it was she's
a little white bitch. Like I mean, she's annoying but creepy, man. Like,
dude, she's the type of person who could like light my house on fire just because smoked too much reefer that night or something.
Real okay.
So, yeah.
So she's not vengeful. She's just befuddled as fuck.
She's weird. Like you watch next time you come over. I'll introduce you.
Please do.
I'll leave you out there for 40 minutes and you'll see what I'm talking about, man.
Anytime I go to your house, you're just like, yo, let's go to Taco Bell because you have like a Taco Bell and a BK next to you.
Yep.
See, I wouldn't mind this at all if she had the pot though.
Well, you have a shit neighbor situation too.
Who wants to find any neighbor that's just like, hey, so you got pot? I don't care who you are. You could be the best person in the world. I don't care. Get away from me.
You just have creepy redneck neighbors. Like you'd take anything.
They have pot
over what you have. Yeah.
But how do you know they have pot? They invited you over one day or something?
Like every time I was over there, they were like, hey, look, man, I just drilled this thing and you could smoke out of it.
It's an apple.
And no, it was like a rock.
It's a picture of his girlfriend.
It was just like a stupid rock. And he was like, look, just a rock, right? Smoking out of it.
Okay, yeah, that's
like,
okay.
On
his part.
See, that's
cool.
One thing. Like to bring it to you and be like, hey, here's what I got. But her, she's like subtly like, yeah, you know, you don't happen to know anyone around here who has any marijuana, huh?
Okay, that's asking for weed. Like, why did you think that was anything else?
Why do you think I'm a drug dealer, lady?
She's looking for pot.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's weird. Yeah,
you look like Italian.
I'm sure I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, me, I do. Let me hook you up with this black guy I know from Southeast. Like what does you want
You're gonna
to
pull out a Post-it and jump this down.
Like, I'm sure I'm the guy you should talk to.
Knock thrice on his door. That's the
code. I want you to call Andre.
Call Baby.
It's freaking weird.
Tom Puppet says you should pretend like you're crapping your pants.
Every time I talk to her?
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad idea. Sorry, I gotta go. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Because she, like, when she sees...
You know what? Just scream gluten. Just, like, at the top of your
gluten.
lungs. Gluten.
It's not a bad idea. I think I'm going to keep doing the fake phone call.
The phone is my pick. I've gotten out a lot with the phone.
Yeah. I mean, how do you it's there's nothing she can do about it. I'm like, oh, no, sorry. Yeah.
Do not.
And I point to it.
Do not. I'll give you one piece of advice. Do not even let like an inch
away from my face
of break happen. No, like I've had the phone and I'll use it to cover me the whole walk to the car.
Yeah.
And then I'll pretend hang up and wave as I get in the door, and I'll just hear John from across the street. I'm like, I'm getting
you gotta
in
keep
my
the phone
car,
on you.
dude. Yeah, keep the fucking phone. Do not give him an inch.
And that's where the improv comes in. That's where you need to use the improv, like super strong.
Yeah.
No, it is like some Friday the 13th shit. Like if you just have to keep your eyes on Jason as he's pinned to the rock with the machete through him.
Wait, so who does that with you?
No, guy across the street, Mr. Vance.
All right.
He's very old, and like I feel bad because his health has taken like a turn.
Right.
So now he doesn't bug me, and so I can't be like, "Fuck yeah, stroke," you know, like because that's shitty of me. But like,
and now he talks even slower. This fucking sucks.
Yeah, he's not out so much anymore because of that. I guess
that's rough. Yeah, I feel like I've gotten really good at faking the phone call lately. Just because not only will it keep you out of conversations, but it'll also keep you from like being in awkward moments. You know what I mean? Like when you're passing by people you specifically, or if you're like in an elevator and it's like, oh, just me and this really hot girl, and of course I'm not going to talk to her. What else can I do? Let me pull out my phone and pretend my boss is calling me right now.
I was going to say you have to pretend you have the one phone that doesn't die in an elevator.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the move, man.
Yeah, it's
no. If you want a good fake, if you really want to elevator fake it, just be like hello, and then like move toward the door. Like no one will question you then. They're like, oh, I've been there.
I've heard of people like accidentally leaving their thing on, leaving the volume up and having it ring while they're faking the phone call.
Of course,
that just sounds like my worst nightmare ever.
That is,
you can work through it. Oh, the call dropped or whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Hi. So where's this elevator that had the hot girl?
At work. Why?
Oh, okay.
You swing by?
Asking for a friend. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Is she single?
Yeah. You gonna fix those locks?
Is it the old bitch neighbor?
I'm surprised you haven't met her. She like everybody who's come over.
I don't go over to your house enough. Let's not play like I do. Let's not lie to the good listener.
Why you gotta make it like weird like that?
I don't know.
I haven't been over there either. I thought we were gonna start doing these shows over there.
Yeah, me too.
Well, yeah, you guys like to drink. It'd be convenient.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing really. I'm a fucking old
like, what do you mean?
nanny when it comes to that shit. Yeah. I'm like, oh, liquor.
I'm also a good
That's
cook.
for the jazz Negroes. You know, I don't
Next time.
Yeah, food's my vice. And I'm all high and mighty because I could just order a bag of it through a drive-thru and drive around and eat it openly.
Eat my mighty milk.
No, I like how I'm inviting us to Othello. Like, no, if you guys want to, let's do it. Let's go to Othello.
Yeah,
we should. Great.
I'm down.
Yeah, we should have her on the air.
Oh no, dude. Unless you want a 3-hour podcast.
We could though. I mean, she's about to die.
Sorry, I'm looking at the prep board. Anyone want to? Well, let's use our improv training.
Yeah, that's what I was bringing up earlier.
You know, I'm kind of disappointed that you guys kind of like just use that topic as a throwaway after it was such like
it was so fertile.
Such a fun experience.
Well, I kind of wanted to save it when all
it wasn't
three of
a
us
throwaway.
I
totally led into it.
Nah, you guys went over for like 7 minutes.
Oh, you mean the last time? Yeah. The last time, sure.
Your other
our
show.
improv class that we all took together because we want to all like train for comedy like it's the Olympics, and then we somehow believe that you can train for the Olympics going once a week for 2 hours.
If you check 4 minutes back, I segued.
There you go. Dude, I'm honestly so glad that I have you as a friend because there's no way I would have done this if you didn't like. You can talk about how lazy you are and feel as shitty as you want about yourself, but
yes, I can.
The fact that I have you as a friend is the only reason I'm in it right now. So give yourself props for that. But I'm glad we're doing it. Like it's a weird thing that I like honestly feel like I never would have volunteered to do. But after that first session, I'm like, this is fun. Like it's kind of like it's weird and nerdy, but it's like, you know, you kind of stretch and use muscles that you never do
in life. Like I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm never going to be like the weird and nerdy where it's like, oh, he's the kid that was really into engineering and now he's Elon Musk. I'm not going to be that.
That's true, yeah.
But I can be like the weird nerdy where it's like, oh, he's like good at comedy. It's like, oh, does he make a lot of money? No, he's not that good. But he's doing what he likes.
And he's getting paid for it.
But he talks about wanting to kill himself all the time. You're right. I don't know. All right. Are you happy now? Old hippie bitch neighbor.
What'd you guys think?
I thought the first class was amazing. And I actually liked, I thought that I would meet a lot of people that I was going to hate.
Yes, absolutely. And
because I feel like I do that a lot in life.
People we will hate.
See, I don't know if I'm gonna hate anybody there, but I got a feeling.
I feel our teacher, because I did improv once before, probably around your age, and I just want to say, like, keep up with it, man, because I did it like as much more of a throwaway thing back then, where I was like, oh, I'm gonna network, and I didn't have this Pete guy over here modeling what like successful networking in a class was. So like, I found one hot Mexican broad and like went out on a couple dates, and I was like, that was networking.
That's all it takes.
Wait, that's what you did? That was your networking?
Yeah, I just went with a friend, and then like I picked up a Mexican chick, and we went out twice.
That's not bad. That's like my dream of networking. Instead, I actually talk to people. And
you did the right thing.
I know, but like, but if I could pull one Mexican, I would trade it all in.
Okay, look, she was very, very white looking. Does that kill your boner?
A little bit.
She didn't look like some Aztec.
I feel I used to always hate on improv. Like I remember growing up because
I used to call it gay stand-up.
Give us a topic, and it's like all wacky or whatever.
Crashing your car.
Yeah. But the more I like,
your wife's cheating on you.
The more I look into like building a career as a comedic actor or whatever, and I see like big examples out there. Everybody who like I respect has like some sort of background doing something similar to what we're trying to do, which is like just testing the waters of improv, whether it be like just these classes or actually like going out with the troupe or whatever and doing it for a couple of years. So I feel like the positive that we'll get out of it far outweighs the fact that I can't look at myself in the mirror because I've been lying to myself all these years. But yeah, man, like again, like I said, it's a good thing that we're doing it.
Absolutely. And
as weird as it is,
it's important, I feel, to get out there and do, if you have any sort of comedic urge, it's very important to go out there. And I speak as a man who's achieved nothing in this field, but it's important to go out there and I think try everything, because it is something that there's just no training for your first 18 years in life. Like our school system, it gives you ample opportunity to find out, hey, I kind of want to be a zoologist. Hey, I kind of want to be a mathematician. Like anything scholastically related, they give you 18 fucking years to fall into that.
Yeah.
But there's zip unless you're a drama kid, and I sure wasn't. I somehow got to hold my nose up at those kids. But you just have this weird feeling of like, I want to be funny, I want to entertain. And I just don't think, because I'm like you, watching improv, fuck that. Like I know what Whose Line Is It Anyway is. And like I guess some of the guys from Drew Carey were on it or some shit. And that's about the extent of what I can tell you about that show. Like I've never sat down and watched it. Like that was when I got up and like ate and took a shit and came back and Kids in the Hall was on. Like it's not something I dig watching, but if you've ever seen a real improv troupe in person, I'm sorry, much more than any stand-up act I've ever seen, it was like watching literal magic happen. You're like, where did that guy pull that shit from?
Yeah.
It was fucking insanity. I saw the Groundlings once in LA.
Yeah, the dope ones are fantastical.
Yeah, back in 2009. And it was, I think, like Cooking with Gas, it was called. And it was just Groundlings graduates who had gone on to bigger things. And they're like, fuck it, I'm in LA for the weekend. So I casually saw Maya Rudolph, the blonde chick who was like bi in Bridesmaids. Trying to think, if you ever seen Community, the little bald gay principal.
Yeah.
He fucking killed
Jim Rash.
Yeah. And then a big fat black dude from Malcolm in the Middle, who was like one of three brothers.
Okay.
Oh.
And the fat black dude I was like, I know you're fat and black and thus the world will persecute you. But like the guy was a fucking, like, it was literally Merlin on stage to me. Yeah. Like he invented just on the spot a like 16 bar kind of rap sung chorus.
Oh, nice.
And I was like, what the? And it was hilarious. Yeah, like if he sat down and worked on this for 6 hours, it couldn't have gotten better.
Yeah. Like I feel like I've always secretly been into like rap battles, like freestyle rap battles. And believe it or not, there's a world outside of 8 Mile that is like heavily followed and there's like a ton of YouTube channels and stuff, and they build events around these like battles and stuff like that. No, it's not like a mainstream thing, so not a lot of people know about it, but it's always been something that like I've sort of followed.
Well, like it's YouTube famous rappers battling against each other, like real rappers battling, or what?
Yeah, like YouTube but nowadays it's more like people who like prepare verses and stuff for a opponent that they know they're gonna go against like months in advance. But before,
that's not
like
interesting.
Yeah, but before,
that's not free.
Yeah. No, exactly. But before, it was legit. Like, okay, you won the last battle. You're gonna go against this dude who won this battle, and then so like, I've always been amazed by that shit because like that's insane to me for people to be able to come up with stuff
amazing
off the top of their head, make it rhyme, make it sound good, blah blah blah. And so I feel like, I mean, improv is like on the other spectrum of
it's the white version.
Yeah, exactly. But it is sort of similar because it's sort of like coming up with stuff off the top of your head that's going to make people laugh. It's going to entertain
very
people.
Similar. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's like don't think, just just react to the situation.
Yeah. And it is a muscle that I feel like it's the same muscle that you're working out. The whole like spontaneous.
Plus, we don't get to say like yo and nigga. So like by verse time.
Yeah.
We were explicitly told not to say.
Yeah. Not without the hard R.
No,
we're taught by
actually,
racists.
see, on our first class was fine. On my second one, he was like, yo, y'all need to chill.
Here's the rules.
Do not.
Number one.
I was like, okay.
This dude got 2 names. All right. That's number 1.
No playing.
They hated me.
They were hating on this guy.
They were hating on me. My second class was wild.
Wait, so what was the demo?
I feel we need to explain that. Like Othello,
man.
Chris Lingenbach, I'll never get that last name 100% right. Pete and I, we all do a improv like 101 intro class at the DC Improv 11 to 1 Saturday. But then Pete over here randomly got into like a free improv class for vets that's 2 to 4. So he's really getting it from both sides. Like not the way he
absolutely. Yeah. And the thing was, is I signed up for this stuff like a long time ago. I may have mentioned this on the last
sounds
episode.
Like a year ago.
Dude, it's almost a year ago. It was like 9 months ago or whatever. And I had asked to be in these classes, and finally I got the improv class only after I signed up for the DC improv class with you guys, which, by the way, I'm so glad I did not cancel, because that one is way better than the one because, I mean, anybody could guess it. The one that gets paid for, people have people that want to show up. And then the other one that isn't, that people get for free, people kind of just say, well, if I don't take it seriously, it's not a big deal.
Right.
So I signed up for that one, but the thing is, like, it has to be a big deal. This is improv, like, and the way you're gonna use this muscle, I don't understand how anybody thinks they're gonna come in there and not work this muscle, not taking it seriously.
To me, having done the other class like even 6-7 years ago, like, it's very teacher specific. I felt we got a great teacher. Like the last time I did improv, it really felt almost like a hobo salesman was hustling us. And like you said about sales, like they just wanted to do improv, and they're like, I guess I got to do this shit to pay the bills of my improv school. And you could tell the dude, I don't think, gave 2 fucks about teaching. Our teacher, like, I walked in very much like Othello with the attitude, and I don't care if I enjoy it. And the thought of thinking on my feet, I'm still like, this is fake and gay. And we have a teacher who's very able to be like, just be in the moment, shut up, stop judging. I know you're all judging, just stop it, just fucking be in the moment. And it sinks in after a while. Maybe I'm like an easily led rube, but maybe I'm like, hey,
I felt very comfortable. I had a good day after that.
I want my couple $100 worth of enjoyment. And if I'm just sitting here being like, that guy fucked up, that guy fucked up,
that was better. That was a better session than I've ever had with most therapists. Yeah, I walked out going, you know what? I actually feel all right. Like, this is not a bad day.
Everything was possible.
I was like, I'm not even gonna judge.
And then
I could judge that dude.
Then I was in 45 minutes of traffic taking you to your class afterward, and then I did 2 locksmith jobs.
It starts getting a little.
So nothing is possible. My life will never change.
I feel like that's such an the fact that he's able to create that environment is crazy to me, because everyone goes in there super nervous, super insecure. And somehow he's able to, I mean, I can't speak for everybody in the class, but I know that like us 3 and Chris, we were all pretty comfortable. Like, it was weird, but we were like, whatever, we're just going to go with it. And not everybody was like super funny, but everybody.
I didn't give a shit this time. I was very willing to be like, you know what? Fuck it. Like,
just
half
go
these
for
guys
it.
are accountants, and like, they aren't some weird 35-year-old who's like, this is how I'll get into comedy. Like, they really just want to fucking let off some steam and learn to talk to people a little better.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
No, that was a lot of fun.
I'm not gonna hold them to my
now
Olympian
I'm
standards.
upset they don't have the last class. Here's our final show. We're gonna do it in front of an audience.
The review
kind of thing. The review, which I have to do, by the way, which is funny. So in my other class that doesn't give a shit about anything, we have a 6-week review.
If there's one thing I've
learned
about,
of course we do. I'm gonna be the only dude to show up, and it's gonna be the best damn one-man show you've ever seen.
The good thing about improv
in the corner.
This is what I took away. The good thing is it doesn't rely at all
singing show
on
tunes.
the rest of the people around you. So you can be good alone, and it'll be great.
It will be awesome.
You won't sink like a fucking rock because everyone around you sucks shit.
It is true. Yeah.
And sarcasm.
I had people. No, not gonna bring it up, but yeah, they had a hard time saying a color out loud.
You should bring it up because this has been like way too positive of a review.
Yeah, not only that, we've done this fucking bit three times off just like, air.
I mean, I'm hoping it's gonna have good things. It had a positive energy near the end, but I mean, I'm working with dudes who are just like, I can't think of a color. We're just going in a circle.
So they play
and asking people to say colors out loud, and they're like, oh man, I ain't got a color.
How the fuck? Like,
I ain't got a color. I was like,
all you have to do is avoid the skin color of the person that tossed it to you. Don't just say black each time.
Black.
How fucking funny would that game be? It would be like, if we were just going in a circle, it's like white, 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 black, white, black, white, black, white. And that's all the fucking was. It was like, I thought I guys asked you to do colors. And you were like, yo, we just went as fast as we could. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'll talk to everybody before the class next time. We'll be like, yo, let's blow his fucking mind.
And they had some weird issue with your name, too. I like how we can't hear this on air, but I've heard it 8 goddamn times.
Oh, my God.
Say it.
Okay. No. Yeah. Okay. So my name is Jason, but I like to go by Pete. Now,
what's up with that?
It blew because it's just
a weird alias.
It's not even an alias. I mean, well, it is an alias, but no, it's been a nickname since about 9th grade.
Okay, that is fucking weird. They were right to judge you. I just thought you didn't
want you now. They didn't know that.
You can't pick another American name to go by unless you're foreign and your name is Oathman.
That's what people called me all throughout high school.
Okay,
all right. Pete, and I mean, and I feel like that's a that's a molding time in your life, right?
Where'd it come from?
Oh man, this is about to get real embarrassing.
Tell us.
I can't improv a good story. Okay, so
yeah, I thought you just came up with it for the damn show or something. You're like,
well, no. It was an AIM handle that was based off of a stuffed animal's name that a girlfriend I gave me in 8th grade.
You had a girlfriend in 8th grade? What's embarrassing about that?
I had the same girlfriend from 7th
I fucked myself with a banana peel as we were in last episode.
7th, 8th grade, and then like the first month of 9th grade or something like that.
Yeah, did you lose?
Which, by the way, somebody who is listening right now, guess what? That was Harry Nipples.
What?
There was a fan I was talking to earlier, but like I had explained.
I was like, that's a really shitty porn name.
I had explained. Yeah. That was a chick who actually had like a little bristles.
Oh, yeah, gross. Wait,
you could brush your teeth on those things.
You have somebody in the chat room right now that knows her?
She might still be in the chat room.
Oh, yeah, I don't want to.
Hey,
I was going to ask details.
Are you in the chat room?
Oh God, I fucked around.
No, she doesn't know her. She doesn't know her.
Okay.
I was bringing.
Did you lose your V card to her?
What? Actually, I did not. I did not. But
we
ended up having sex later. Like that was she was supposed to be my V card, right?
All right, yeah.
Ended up being like another friend after just like some hangouts or whatever.
Listen to the casual fuck fest that was middle school for this player.
No, but then then she came back from like college. It was like, oh, you're supposed to be my first, so I guess
she came back from
college. My 8th.
Yeah, like, exactly.
You're about to go to high school. I'm back from college. Let's fuck.
And then and then I realized like something, bing, goes off in your head and you're like, I could say this to other people. You were supposed to be my first. And you were supposed to be my first.
That's true.
You were supposed to be my first. I mean, there's a small window you can use that in. You get your like 19 to 21. But
I mean, I look back, there's a lot of like shit I turned down. I was very gay about my V card. I don't want to say gay.
You were like protective of her?
Yeah, of her.
Dude.
That's how effeminate I was. I was very shielding of her, my V card.
Your V card was a she?
That is how queenie I was about this. I just, for whatever reason, I really wanted to lose it to another chick that was a V card, I guess, so I didn't feel like I was like a completely shitty fuck. And the irony is like, back then, since I didn't know what was expected in bed, I would just fuck for hours because I was like, oh, the rappers say they do that. And like now that I am familiar with sex,
how would you do that as a high school student? What did you?
I lost it like in college, man. I was no high school.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I got to the like once my dad croaked, like there was just no law in my house. Like I was immediately like a child of divorce. And so my mom, like I could just be like, hey, bringing this bitch in. And my mom would be like, have fun. And then we just like fuck in my little tiny shithole kid room for hours and then walk out and be like, hey.
So jealous.
Yeah, don't go in there. It smells like fuck.
Blame my parents. They, I think when I
gave
turned
you these dashing
16,
good looks.
That is true. When I turned 16, they were like, it's okay if girls spend the night.
Jesus.
Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Fucking white people, man.
My parents probably would have said the same, but I didn't have the skills to bring chicks home.
The Mac?
Nah, I was a new like kid in high school every single year. Every year I was like, hey guys, I want to be my friend. So it was pretty tough.
No, I had legacy over these fools. I had been there since kindergarten.
Yeah. That counts.
Exactly. See, again, white man shit. Been on the land a long time. Thinks he owns it.
I wanted to get rid of that shit as soon as possible because I knew that.
Well, that's the right attitude. I look back, like there were so many girls that had fucked one guy. And they're like, "You're a virgin. That's so cute. Like I want to make you my second one." And I'd be like, "No, whore." Hands off, harlot.
Dude, I just remember my boys were like losing it left and right.
Jesus.
And I was like, oh my God, like I am going to be an outcast. I have to get rid of this thing ASAP. So I
Big boy or Andre?
There you go. But
he's completely derailed. I fucking punched his momentum right in the dick. He's like,
So anyways, virginity. Yeah.
I didn't feel that pressure so much. But I guess again, because
did you mention where yours was and how that happened?
No, are we doing that?
I guess we could.
I mean, I figured we're here. Why not? I laid it all on the table.
Did you? I feel like we asked you if the girl.
And he was just evasive. Yeah,
he's
like, no, I fucked someone else.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Oh, who that was Ariana that I actually did have sex with.
We're name drop. Oh,
Ariana.
Yeah, that was just friends, and then I was like, you know what? We're going to a lot of parties.
Wait, was she Spanish?
No.
Oh, you didn't lose.
We were going to a lot of parties.
That explains a lot. He loves Spanish.
So why not just have sex with each other, right? Like this is somebody's gonna Bill Cosby us. I didn't say that at the time. Actually, I did say that at the time. I was really ahead of my time. And she was like, "That's rude. You shouldn't say that."
At the time, it was Anthony Anderson. Someone. No. Still in the 2000s.
And I basically went off that, and it's not like I was trying to trick her or anything. We just had been good friends, and that's basically what I said. And she was like,
"That's so fucking precious."
That makes a lot of fucking sense. And then I
hope she said it.
And then
exactly
2 days
like
later, we had sex. By the way, we tried it twice.
You
guys want to hear a funny story? It's condoms suck, right? Yeah, could not figure out how to get that thing inside that thing with that thing.
They're bad.
Nope.
They are bad.
So I was like, guess what? I'll be here tomorrow after we're done here.
Round 2
for an hour. Yeah, just freaking. It was just weird.
Yeah, it's always weird.
Yeah.
First time is always weird.
Oh my God.
How about you, sir?
I was 17.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we need some fuck music in the background. Play Return of the Mac again.
And there was this like kind of like punk rock goth girl in my English class.
Okay, you got my attention. You got my attention all of a sudden.
All right, play a little low-key Return.
Whoa. And
hold on, I'm trying to find some goth like
Return.
Okay, fine.
She was, I don't know why she was into me, but she was, and she had a boyfriend.
Oh,
yeah.
Hold on.
See, that's John.
You didn't tell me I'd be getting hard.
John's like, oh, I can only get so hard.
And again, I was like the new kid at Oakton High, and
okay.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Now I'm feeling it.
Good old goth.
And
Diddy.
My parents were out in Florida because they owned a house in Florida, and they're like, we're gonna leave you the house. And
holy shit!
She was like,
Describe her for me more.
She was like short, had a big head, had a dark brownish black hair, had some big old boobs.
Okay.
And I was like, I will do anything for you.
Yeah.
So she was like one of the few people in class who like got my humor and like quick.
Nice.
Like, you know what I mean? Because I was a new kid, so I didn't like make jokes to everybody. But she was like, I think the notes that you write me are fine. But she had a boyfriend. I was cool with her boyfriend. That kind of sucked. But fuck that guy.
Exactly.
So she was like, let's hang out after this. So she like rode on my bus back to my place. I'll never forget this. We went to McDonald's beforehand. I was like, let's get some food because I'm kind of chubby.
I'm gonna get a McChicken.
So we went to McDonald's. I'm pretty sure I got 2 McChickens and probably some extra mayo.
I'm gonna start off with the
He remembers this
I'm
more
gonna
than
start
the
off with the McChicken. Then I'm gonna get on you, girl.
So we went back to my place and hanging out. And credit to her, she's probably a huge slut. She definitely like took the initiative And
wow.
Yeah, but I'll never forget this. Like as we're doing it, I heard all my friends like were getting BJs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, fuck, I want a BJ, but we're already banging. And so like we stopped and I was like, can you blow me real quick? Can we do that? She's like, yeah, sure.
Snap.
So after we banged for a little while, she blew me. And it was awkward ever since, but it was worth it. And so I called my buddies right afterwards, like, yo,
I lost my flower.
Yeah. But yeah, it was awkward. But again, so happy I got rid of it, man. Because I felt like it was a burden up until that point.
Wow.
I was like, fuck this shit, man.
Good on you, man.
What about you? Let's hear it.
Shit.
The story everyone's been waiting for.
I've always loved me some internet ass. I am just like, unless I've had many a drink, like there's just that magic level where I'm drunk enough to be charming, but not so drunk enough. Like I'll just stand next to a girl, but come on. And then just audibly fart and stand in it. And she'll be like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? You didn't hear that. Like,
I've seen him do good, actually.
So it doesn't work for me so much in person, but online I'm great. Like my improv skills work. I don't feel hindered. Like I've never been a fan of my body. Very few times in my life I've been in shape enough. So I'm like, good, we're done with this crippling hindrance. And there was a girl that I met who was like in upstate New York. Like, oh yeah, this is far off, man.
Off of what? AOL.
Nice. Literally, I think
chat rooms.
I think she randomly messaged me. This was when you could look up profiles.
ASL.
Of course we did the ASL.
Yeah.
I mean, we knew how to fuck.
But you could look people up by like their ages and their sex, right? Like I remember
it was like you could kind of just go to like almost like a meet random tab and it would populate with like 100 people. And yeah, I do believe they listed their age and their sex and location.
Yeah.
But I guess she found me that way and she hit me up and we started chatting and we just clicked. And I was like, fuck, this is going to go down with this girl. Why the fuck not? I've actually got a girlfriend, like in the most loser way possible, you know? And this was the infancy of the internet. You kids today are so spoiled. Like you can meet anyone and 10 seconds later, you're seeing like 1080p of their spread asshole. Like there's no mystery regarding an inch of their body, but this was
getting 3D views of that anus.
Yeah, this is like, 2000, 2001, like fucking a photo you could scan up. Like that was as precious as like a photo during the Civil War days, like where you stood for 20 minutes and the black powder had to take or whatever the fuck. Like, here's my acetates of my face. So she sent like 3 photos where like she had a cute dome and like I could see some big tits. And I'm like you, man, I enjoys me a pair. And so I was like, yeah, she is coming to town and I'm going to like speed bag those fucking tits to hell. Like we are going to do this. And
is there a montage?
She gets off the plane and she is rather.
So she flew down to see you?
She flew down to
Holy shit.
Okay. Like, yeah. And like I said, my dad was dead, so there's no law in the house. My mom was just like, I just don't want my sons to leave me. Like, you want to fuck this internet stranger in my house for a week? Go ahead. I'll bake tzatziki for you. Have at.
Wait, so how old were you?
I was 20.
Okay, she was.
Oh god, I might have been 21. I think I was like 20 and she was like 17. There's your full creep. There's your full creep.
Anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
So she comes down. And I'm like, I immediately regret not getting more pictures of this woman. But like, I've committed to the bit.
Yeah, of course.
Like,
I'm turning back.
Yeah, this is 5 minutes into the improv class, and I've got 2 hours, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm fucking a fat girl. And
haven't we all been there?
Yeah, and you know what?
Not on our first ones though.
I gotta give her this. I am not exaggerating when I tell you that 7 days she was over, I was getting something like 6 or 7 blowjobs a day.
Good God.
Like I just shut the fucking door.
I've never
and
done
she was
that.
like on her knee. I've never had since. It was insanity. I'm like amazed I didn't die looking like a prude. Like
I don't know if I could do that.
Fucking like a vampire's victim. Yeah.
Wow.
But
what happened?
Yeah, I think like
died of happiness.
It was one of those deals where you're together for a week, you kind of got to fit it all in. So like we went from 0 to 60. I want to say like night 1 was like multiple blowjobs, and night 2 it's like, well, time to fucking mush that shit between your legs, bitch. And I somehow was able to do it in a condom, but even then it was like I didn't finish with the condom. Like after like 30 something minutes, I was like, let's get back to Comedy Central. Like, you're bored, I'm bored, we're all bored. Let me just get some BJ to finish this, and we'll go back to watching porn and chicken.
Just always.
That was. It was
really?
Yes,
I remember when that came out, the Comedy Central original movie, right?
Yeah, it was a Comedy Central original, just like you said. They did it in the
library.
Exactly. And this was before they did much original shit, so they were really pimping this out. And all I remember is there was like a cute redhead who was in it, and this like was probably the start of my ginger fetish.
I liked
and
that
also
style.
Thinking about literally anyone except the woman I'm with to come. And so for the rest of the week, I would just shut my eyes and pretend I was fucking this ginger instead of the girl I was with, and that's how I got off. And
that's awesome.
That is how I lost my V.
Do you have any way? Do you guys have any way of reaching out to these girls?
You know what? You know what? I talked.
And
you know what? Not anymore. Not for my first. We had talked maybe 7 years ago. I think when I first. Say 7 years ago. Actually, I don't even remember how long it was that I divorced my wife, but there was about a year after I divorced my first wife. I say first wife because, you know, who knows? I mean, I like to look to the future. And I had talked to her for a little bit, but ever since then, no, she fell off the face of the earth. I was talking to her friend. I don't know if that's what brought her to talk to me again, but she's been married, she has kids, and I know nothing.
She still wants it.
I know nothing about her.
Of course,
she still wants it. Are you kidding me? Of course she does.
Look at me.
Yeah. How about you? Yeah. Please tell me you're in touch with Gothy still.
No, I drunkenly tried like years and years ago, and she. I don't even think she responded to my messages. So.
Was it a Facebook friend request, or are you Facebook friends at least, or?
Yeah, it was such a long time ago. I just remember being like, "Oh shit, maybe I didn't do a very good job."
Wow,
you didn't lay it on her on your first time.
Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't that be excused? I mean,
she didn't know. I didn't tell her it was my first time.
Oh,
I feel like
I'm not gonna tell her. No,
I feel like you have any perspective in life, if you expected any 17-year-old to fuck like a champ, unless you really paid her, you're a fool.
Yeah. But she didn't want it. She wanted nothing to do with me.
You should have practiced with your couch, man. I don't know what to tell you. You could have gave it to her.
There are websites.
You could have visited IKEA and then eventually just fucked her raw.
Oh god. Is that what people do?
I don't know.
IKEA
I don't know, but I would film that sketch.
I just go to IKEA and like eat the meatballs and strudel and all that dog shit.
It's a young dude getting ready to pound his first piss. He's just going to IKEA, just fucking couches.
Losing his V to the Lurgan, whatever the fuck it is.
All right, well, I feel like
it is just as weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you always feel like you're missing something, like a couple pieces.
Oh,
on the first time.
No, we've now filled in some of the friendship puzzle. We now learn how we've
thank God everybody else was in on it.
Yeah, exactly. That made it more special. Now that all these strangers know.
Does anybody want to call in right now and talk about their first time?
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck it. We'll do a caller segment.
I mean, it's the end of the show. We might as well.
Let's take callers. Who gives a shit?
Let me pull up the number real quick. You guys just.
I can give it to you. It's 571-749-1141. That number again, 571-749-1141. And nothing will happen. I'm just going to calmly listen to Return to the Mac, and we will let this show die a silent death. Actually, there's like a 30-second lag, something like that?
Yeah, it's a little bit.
You know what? The levels are on the fly, but fuck it. I think I can get them all right. Anyone tell us how you're...
Hey, Tom Puppet says he talks to his first every now and then, but I mean, maybe he doesn't want to say that out loud.
Is that Tom Papa, like the famous comedian?
No, Tom Papa.
Puppet.
Oh.
It's... Fake it.
You think we'll get calls? Nobody's... First of all, nobody wants to call in and talk about their first time.
I think it might be more
of
that.
You know you want to call in and talk
he's
about
actually
your
been
first time.
tracking with people this whole episode and doing a damn good job of it, it seems. Like
the girl I banged, her brother was
But I mean, that doesn't mean anybody wants to.
He was like the bully of our high school.
Really?
And he was like a degenerate little friggin' on intervention type kid. And
yeah.
He would like... He was angry at me for the duration of for the rest of my high school career because I banged his sister.
How did he find out?
I don't know, dude. I guess they were close. They were probably banging.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
But he would like send me angry AIM messages like all the time, like just threatening to beat me up and all this crazy shit. Yeah, it was weird.
Why?
It was a weird first
I
time.
don't get it. Like, what?
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna beat you harder than you beat my sister's puss. Like, I don't fucking.
Yeah, I
mean,
it's
a weird thing to get angry about. Like, if she's like, he raped me, I understand that. But to be like, we had consensual sex.
Yeah. I mean, on one hand, I do see like his side of it. Like, I'd be pissed if somebody banged my sister.
Celebrate it. I wouldn't fucking high five you between periods.
Right. Yeah, exactly. But I wouldn't fucking like try to take you out because you wooed her. And
because my sister willingly gave it up to you.
Yeah. I wasn't ready. She freaking, like I said, she took initiative.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for her, God bless her. Maybe the man I am today.
No, I had a similar experience with a gothy girl like my sophomore year.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't attracted enough to her. Like,
so what, you turned it down?
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, I turned down a lot of puss. I
know he keeps saying that. Yeah, he was like, and he thought he was so good.
No,
too good.
I'm too addicted, I guess, to like porn and jacking it. I even in like 8th grade when some chick was like, I want to give head. Let me practice on your finger. I remember that happening in the middle of class, and I was like, oh great, now I have to wash my hands so I can jack off with them later. Yeah,
dude, I'll never forget this. That same girl, she later that week, because I had the house to myself, she came over with like another girlfriend of hers, and it was just us three hanging out in the living room. And so stupid. I'll never forgive myself for this. They were like, we were just talking, and somehow we got on the topic of porn. And they're like, "Do you have like anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, I got like a DVD or something."
Okay,
like,
so far so good.
And they're like, "Why don't we like put it in? Let's watch it or something."
Yeah.
And I was too much of a little fucking bitch to be like, "Yeah, let me bust it out and watch this shit with you." So I was like, "I don't know, it's kind of weird, guys." And looking back on that, I'm like, that was like them trying to like initiate the conversation.
I've had a shot at a 3B one time, and it's only lately I've looked back and been like, really, what the fuck were you doing in that situation? Like, really, what was wrong with, like, I was partying with a longtime friend, a very beautiful girl, and this girl from work who always came to my place, and your recurring theme you'll see here. I never thought was like slamming hot. Like, she was okay looking, but she gets shit faced and like always try to fuck me. I'm just like, like, what the fuck? I don't really care. And one time she got shit faced, was in my bed, and my friend was there. We're all three of us just watching the tube at like 2 a.m. All of us have been drinking like since 6 p.m. like whenever people get the fuck out of work. And the little hornball who wasn't that hot was just like, let's just like all fuck. Like, let's just have a threesome. And the girl like that, usually the pretty girl, very pretty girl, was like, I don't know, like maybe this is time for me to go. And instead of me like rushing to the door and like flipping that doorknob around and locking it, I was just like, yeah, stop being silly. You like, I could have, I was just like, you're right.
Oh my God.
What a crazy recommendation. Blade 2 is almost on. Like,
chill out, slut. Right, guys?
Like, I think I was trying to play to the hot girl.
Yeah.
By like show her belittling the other one. Yeah, exactly. Right, yeah. And I should have, like, the instant the threesome bomb is dropped, like,
all right, sounds good.
Ugly's right. We're doing this shit.
Damn, man.
Yeah. So there, that was like me fucking almost getting the wings of Icarus, and just tossing them down.
So what's up? No, do you guys get calls?
I guess so far. I mean,
dude, it's a risky topic.
We really haven't tried before.
That's people really digging deep. You know, I think it's because we're so tight.
Maybe next time we start with something light, like
We used to do calls.
Go to appetizers.
People just aren't used to it. I mean, because we always start the show like touching tips. So like, so it's like everything after that we can just talk about whatever.
Yeah, so, I do like the Return of the Mac background music.
I love the Return of the Mac.
Yeah, let's just do it for intro and outro.
I think anytime.
And play it a couple times in the middle just to be safe.
Sounds good.
Cover our fucking bases.
Perfect.
Well, I think we're good. As soon as I can start Return of the fucking Mac again, we can do some outros. What's that?
I think it'll take $5 for like 1 year usage, probably.
I mean, if so, I'll pay for 20 right now.
Unless he's getting all that, now that's what I call music money.
That's true.
I think it'll be all right.
Well, everyone who listened to the POPcast, you know what? Someone do that fucking outro. This is democracy, goddammit. Yeah. Cracking his knuckles and shit.
That's you, Pete.
I was just gonna take it, you son of a bitch. So you've been listening to the POPcast. That is Pete,
Othello,
Papa
Cast. And this has been the 3rd episode, and we have talked about plenty of things. But basically, we got you here so that you could get to know us and get to grow with us, so you guys can help and join in on the next conversations and
know
anything
us
else to
and grow with us, so you ladies can show us.
We'll build a site and make this a real thing soon. I think we just all want to be sure that we're all like kind of serious about it. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. Like you told me a story with in confidence. So
I'm just macking so hard right now.
Like you did a previous show with Brendan Cooney, our buddy, and like after the second episode,
radio.
Yeah, you're like, here's our T-shirts, here's our cards. And then it went nowhere.
Yeah, it's not his fault, but I know that there are plenty of projects that have been started where all the extra shit is created and built, and then like the actual product goes nowhere. So I think we all just want to make sure that we're all like serious about this, you know.
Oh, 100%. This has been so much fun, and even though I botched that ending because I've been trying to do both the internship and try and do the outro, this has been amazing, and I hope everybody likes the show.
I did, and that's what counts.
It's not about you guys. It's about everybody else.
We got to work on our doo-wop.
If you really like it, DM tits.
This is fuck DM. If you really like it, tweet it. Be a real woman. Hold on. So this is what I think the intro and outro can be. Give me one second. You guys talk for two. Why am I buying time? You guys can handle it.
See, everybody's watching it, so like I feel like I'm just being like a little weird. So I'm like, maybe I'll just unzip my pants, see if anybody notices.
I feel like we have to end this show before the song ends.
I know. Also, guys, I'm sorry I didn't get to the CM Punk fight. That would have been kind of fun, but really,
did you just end the song?
I mean, who has?
Because I wanted to play something else.
Who has 3 minutes of time? Sorry.
I want us to come up with a song. Dude, this is like an off-key version. I don't like this.
You're gonna bum me out, man. Come on.
Yeah. I'm so glad nobody's in the next studio.
This has been fun.
Yeah, this is
John Papa Giorgio.
You got it. I can actually do the Greek pronunciation of the name someday.
I thought that was it.
Do I need to? You know what? I'll give you the full Greek name.
Let's hear it.
All right. So John is actually Yanni. Well, that's Johnny. Like that shitty singer is Yanni. I'm Ioannis.
Okay.
Is the actual Ioannis. The middle name is Vasilios. I don't think that has an American pronunciation.
That's Greek as fuck, dude.
Yeah, and then the last name is pronounced Papa Ioriou. Like all the G's are soft, I think. If I knew any more Greek,
why do you not say that in front of chicks?
I was just gonna say, if I knew literally anything that wasn't, I know how to say dog face and bitch, and pustis means gay, putana means whore. This is what I heard growing up. But yeah, I can say Ioannis Papa Ioriou.
Yeah, did you just say that last name, eh? Like, I'm Mr.
Yeah.
And they're like, ooh.
And they're like, wait, what's your name? Papa George.
And they want to wear your pussy as a necklace.
All right, well, this has been fun. Pete, Jay, John. See you guys next week.
Next Tuesday.
Till next time.
Let's do it.